Hello, everybody. It's Mike, and I want to talk about a little trip we recently made with some work buddies, ex-work buddies, John Martin, Robert Drake, his son Griffin, and Craig, John's neighbor. We went out for a fishing trip. So I live right here in Little Torch Key, Middle Torch, Big Pine Keys over here. Anyway, I live out here, and what we do is we take the boat out. We go up this very narrow channel here. It's like a foot deep all through here until we get around to this channel where it gets 20 feet deep. Then we come out along all these islands and we go out and we're in the Gulf of America or Mexico, whichever one you prefer. Anyway, and then we went way out here, so let's go out. We go about 25 miles out to these shipwrecks, and we went to the Luchenbach shipwreck here, and then there's a radio tower, a military radio tower, somewhere like right around here, but we didn't have any luck there. When we came back, and I'll go into the wreck in a second, but when we came back, it was a little bit lower tide, so instead of coming out this channel, we came down this channel here, and we went down this way and then around to Little Palm Island where it's $2,000 a night to stay, and then up through here and back home. So we did a big loop, if you will. We went up here, around, and then back down in here. Let's go to the Edward Luchenbach. So that's way out here, about 25 miles from here to the edge of the Gulf. And the Luchenbach is a shipwreck from the 1940s. Well, I guess it was started built in 1912 or something like that, 1916, and it was sunk in 1942. You can read this yourself. There are a few Edward Luchenbach shipwrecks. There's two of them for sure, and it gets confusing, but this is called the SS Edward Luchenbach, and it's in the Gulf of Mexico. The other one, I think, is in the Carolinas. Went into the Navy, and you guys can read this yourself or slow it down or pause it. But it went to the Navy, and then it was sunk in 1943, and then there was like 4,000 tons of tungsten and ore on it, so they got that off, and they used a giant. It was above the surface, but to prevent it from hitting other ships, they like sawed it, wire dragged it, I guess they call it, to cut it in half so it doesn't go above the I guess the surface and wreck other ships. Let's go over to what we saw when we got way out there. So here we are, we're taking the drone out of the boat. The guys are fishing in the back. I'm bored of fishing. So I take the drone out because these giant swarms of fish out there, and they're big fish. They're Jack Crevalles, I believe, and they're probably they're like big footballs. They're probably like 2 feet plus or minus, and they fight like hell. So that's the guys fishing on the back. And sorry, it's a little blurry. I don't know why it was so blurry, but anyway, let's see. It's Robert, Griffin, Craig, and John back there. And I see this big pool of fish up here. So let's head. Yeah, there it is, that little dark spot. So let's head up to that. Take the drone up. Blah blah blah. Here we get over this school, and this school was working around us all day. But that's a lot of fish, and they're big fish. Those aren't little. That's not a little fish. Those are all 2 feet in length at least. Again, plus or minus. We fisher people are all liars, so. But I assure you, they're not 4 inches. They're a couple feet. I just see tons of these working, so I'm kind of just spacing on the drone. That's maybe a little bit too high, but I do get lower later. Here we are. I back up a little bit. That's us fishing, and I'm coming in here and zooming in and getting ready. That's just foam on the water. It was a beautiful day on the Gulf. Look at that. It's just flat, which you never see out there. We're very lucky to have a day like that. So I'm just looking around on the drone, and I think I see the fish again. So I'm going over here to the school which is making its way down towards us. It came at us a few times. And here they are again. Now, these are fish on the surface, but there's also tons of them underneath. Anyway, it was a pretty cool day. It was a nice, calm day. It was a beautiful ride out and back, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. I certainly did.